I stood there in disbelief. Honestly, I was questioning if I was imagining things, if I was going crazy or making it up. And so I juggled the leashes and I managed to get my phone out and took a picture because I needed proof that I was not going crazy. Hi, my friend, and welcome to the Bounce Back Black Woman podcast. I'm Dell, and with God's help, I've overcome some of the toughest trials in life that I could ever have imagined. Do you find yourself struggling to move beyond a heartbreak or a hardship, asking God, why me? Well, I'm here to help women just like you heal and build the resilience to overcome life's greatest trials. If you long for joy and confidence again, this podcast is for you. So grab your headphones and those hardships. Let's talk. Hey, my friend, and welcome back to Bounce Back Black Woman, the podcast where we talk honestly, we heal deeply, and we learn how to bounce back with faith and ruthless intentionality. Friend, today's episode is coming from a tender place in my own life, and I want to be upfront with you right away. I might get a little emotional as I work through sharing this with you, but I felt led in my heart to record it anyway, and to do it honestly, to do it vulnerably, because I know deep down that someone somewhere needs to hear this, even if I never know who that is. Those of you who know me know that I always say that healing isn't a straight line. It's sort of this crazy, topsy-turvy, scrolly, circly line that's like a tangled ball of yarn because it's not linear. And sometimes life gives you a moment that brings that truth home in a very real and very emotional way. And that's where I've been these past few days, holding peace in one hand, sadness in the other, and letting God meet me right in the middle. So if your heart feels a bit tender right now, or if you're in a season where you're trying to be strong while still feeling the weight of something that you've had to let go, know that this episode is for you, my friend. It's for both of us. So let's talk about what it really looks like to honor your heart's pace and why you don't have to rush your healing to be, quote unquote, okay. If you've been listening to the podcast for a while, you might remember the episode where I talked about my granddog, Mr. Peppers, who we affectionately call MP. I talked about how he'd been slowing down and showing signs that his little life was nearing its natural end. And as much as we loved him and cared for him, we could all see the writing on the wall. Well, my friend, last Friday, we had to finally put him down. 16 years, a full, loved, joyful life of rescue, and a body that was finally too tired to keep pushing. My youngest daughter came with me. She'd helped care for him along the way, and at one time she was his dog mom. And we FaceTimed in my daughter-in-law, who was his original owner, having adopted him from the rescue in Baltimore, Maryland. And we were all there virtually and in person during this procedure. I thank God for the vet, because they are the most compassionate vet I've ever seen in my life. And they took care and grace in helping us through what they knew would be a hard time. It was tender, it was heartbreaking, and it was holy all at the same time. And here's what surprised me most. We were ready. We had talked through it. We had prayed through it. We had accepted the reality. But being ready doesn't take away the sting. Being prepared doesn't make you immune to the pain. And making the right choice doesn't mean that you won't still feel the loss. And since that time, all weekend, I have carried this quiet heaviness. Not devastation, just this soft, slow ache of loving something, someone, enough to let them go. And then, my friend, God met me in the most unexpected way. Yesterday, I took my other 2 dogs on a walk. We hadn't been able to walk very much with Mr. Peppers because he couldn't take that walk, but he also was terrified of being left alone. So our walks were diminished. And I thought, what better time to take the younger 2 on a walk and kind of cleanse our spirits. It was a beautiful day. And so out we went. And as we rounded the way back home, I turned into my driveway with the dogs, and I literally froze in my tracks. Because standing near the grass on my front lawn was a young dog of the same breed that Mr. Peppers was. He had no collar. He had no tags. He was maybe 3 or 4 years old. But he looked exactly like Mr. Peppers did when he was that age. The coloring was the same. The face was the same. The build was the same. The way that he just sniffed the ground, oblivious to what was going on around him, was just like MP used to do. I stood there in disbelief. Honestly, I was questioning if I was imagining things, if I was going crazy or making it up. And so I juggled the leashes and I managed to get my phone out and took a picture because I needed proof that I was not going crazy and that I had not made this up as a figment of my imagination. When I got into the house, I sent the photo to my daughter and my daughter-in-law. They were both speechless and stunned, as I was myself. And when I was standing there in my driveway, I felt this gentle wash of peace. Not the kind that actually erases your grief because we're still grieving, but the kind of wash of peace that cushions that grief. And it felt like God was whispering to me silently, saying, He is okay. He is restored and He is whole. I've got him now. And look at him in front of you. My friend, that moment didn't fix anything. It didn't erase the sadness that we all felt. It didn't fast forward the healing process because we're still healing. But it reminded me of something that is very important. Even when you're ready for the healing, my friend, your heart still needs time to recover. And God, in all of His glorious kindness, will send you little reminders along the way that He is with you through that process. And He does that not to rush you, but to comfort you while you walk through it yourself. We like to think that healing follows some sort of schedule, and that once we understand it, we'll be over it. Once we accept it, we'll be healed. And once we make the decision, the emotions will just comply. But that is not how the heart works, my friend. Healing isn't linear, it's layered. You can be peaceful one day and tender the next. You can be certain that you made the right decision and still cry about it in the night. Readiness doesn't eliminate grief. Being prepared doesn't prevent the pain. It just gives you some form of peace while you're inside of it. And God often restores comfort before He restores clarity. That moment in my driveway, It didn't explain anything. It didn't make me any clearer about what I was feeling. It just comforted me, deeply comforted me. And lastly, healing happens in the unseen places first. Emotional resilience grows quietly from within, and your heart rebuilds itself one layer at a time, day by day, week by week, season by season. So, my friend, here is what God pressed into my spirit this week. You can't fast forward through healing or building resilience. It's okay to need time. It will all come on God's timeline. And the strongest roots of the tree are the ones that took the longest to grow. My friend, God is not just restoring circumstances. God is restoring you at your very core. So know that your patience is not wasted. Know that your tears are not overlooked. Know that your slowness does not mean failure. And know that your timeline is not late. You are healing, and stay in the process of healing even when you don't feel healed yet. So why does this all hurt so much? As we ask every episode. It hurts because we think that healing should match our logic. I knew this was coming, so why do I still feel sad? Or I've moved on, so why does this still sting? And even I've forgiven, so why does my heart still feel sore? All of the stills happen, my friend, because healing requires your head and your heart to finally arrive at the same truth, and they rarely travel at the same speed. And that is okay, because that's how God has designed it. So here's your takeaway, my friend. Your heart deserves time. It requires time. It demands time. And your soul deserves gentleness and grace. And your healing deserves patience. Here's your journal prompt. Where in my life am I rushing myself to quote unquote be okay, instead of actually honoring the time that my heart truly needs? Now, before you go, I want to invite you into something special, my friend. I created a brand new free guide called 26 Ruthlessly Intentional Tactics to Bounce Back in 2026. It is filled with short, powerful truths to help you rebuild with intention, with clarity, and with faith as we approach this new year ahead. You can download it at bouncebackblackwoman.com/tactics, or you can simply go to the show notes and there'll be a link to access it there. And when you grab it, you'll automatically join my weekly email community, where I share deeper reflections, tools, and reminders that you are not walking this journey alone. So that's it, my friend. Honor your heart. Trust in God's timing. And give yourself the grace to heal slowly, at His pace. And I will see you in the next episode. Well, that's it for today, my friend. I really hope this episode inspired, encouraged, or just plain comforted you. If so, please share it with a friend who might be struggling in her own healing journey. And if you take a moment to leave a quick review on Apple Podcasts, you'll help other women find encouragement through their heartbreak. Remember that God is holding your hand along this journey. And guess what? I'm holding the other. Life is short, so bounce back, Black woman.